From the banks of the Allegheny, welcome to Film Bits, True Detective, Episode 7, Part 5. When last we left off, Marty was going to talk to old friend Steve Geraci about this case, try and see if he would tell him, if Geraci would tell him anything. Let's pick it right back up there. Nothing like a round of golf to get you start talking.
Just try to relax. Take your time.
There you go.
Okay. Nice shot.
What was that, 15 on the green?
I don't know. Hey, on the phone, you were saying something about that Fontenot girl.
Yeah.
Why's that on your radar?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just, extended family wants to locate.
I didn't remember at the time. Back in '95. I was hitting the bottle a lot back then.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, who wasn't?
Yeah, who wasn't?
20 years ago, My recall, girl's mom was single, drug charges. Little girl went to live with her birth daddy, I think. That is if I'm remembering right.
I wonder.
Mama didn't make a fuss after the first
You
notice.
wouldn't be remembering right,
But she
Steve.
was fine with it.
And you talked to the family directly back then?
No, Ted Childress, sheriff, he knew him.
Childress. We've heard that name pop up.
Childress.
Yep, there's Marty.
Now watch this.
Whew.
You like that? Seized it off a good old boy, had a quarter bag of weed.
Ooh, you gotta love this country.
Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you.
Hey, that client you got, asking about the Fontenot girl. If you let him know, I'd be happy to talk to him.
Oh, yeah, distant relatives, St. Louis, trying to settle a tiny inheritance. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, they want to talk, you let them know.
Yeah. Don't go too fast, Sheriff.
Not me.
Let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Look at how he delivered that line. Yeah, I'd like that. Face forward, not looking at Marty. A little bit of cat and mouse going on there. Practiced answer.
Hey. Better get those jumper cables ready. Motherfuckers lying.
Yeah. And Marty realized it as well. As mirror, interesting shot here. This mirror, kind of like that. Shows us someone is pulling up. Dingy mirror. Oh, not just any old person. That would be Maggie. And the sleeping owner of the bar.
Russ. It's good to see you.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
I talked to Marty.
You talked to the cops, too.
Yes, them too. How are you?
Like this long
Marty tell
shot.
you?
We don't get too many of these kinds of shots
You
in
wanted to
this.
know what the police asked me about.
It's all very
He said he was
close.
helping you with something.
More width than length. This is a neat shot.
How long you been
The
back?
bar bisecting them.
You got a big house. Marty says the girls are doing fine. That's good.
Russ. Just tell me it's something that's not gonna get him hurt.
I can't tell you that. It never sat right with me, man, and it doesn't now. You asking me to lie to you about him. Get on out of here. You're classing the place up.
So, Rust and Marty weren't exactly ever friends, right? But they were partners, they had a mutual necessity for each other as a result. He calls Maggie out here about lying to Marty, about her, and he did this before with when she had separated from him, and he was trying to get Marty to do something. I think that was more a lie of Rust's own invention, because he knew if he didn't tell Marty at the time that there was a chance they were getting back together, Marty wouldn't have gone along with whatever part of the investigation they were at there. So even though he can work with Marty now, he still does not forgive Maggie. Get out of here, you're classing the joint up. That's just such a great line. He's not going to engage with her. She's concerned about Marty. She doesn't want him hurt. But at the same point, she used Rust. And that's something he just can't get over and is not willing to get over. I always like this scene, too, because I think about the amount of talent this guy has for his job. But he's so self-destructive in this stage of his life that he's just working at a dingy dive bar in the middle of nowhere Bayou, Louisiana, living in a little shack out back, which suits him fine. We've seen from his old apartment he's a man of very sparse living accommodations. He doesn't need much. But it's just kind of a shame to me that he's not doing this with the power of the state police behind him. But then it's also kind of cool that he's not doing this with the power of the state police behind him. Let's pick it back up.
Why'd you quit, Marty? What's the real reason? What happened?
You tell me why you come back, for real.
You first. Why'd you quit?
Now we're going to get down to some brass tacks.
Well, I saw something. Baby. Tweaker. Tried to dry the kid in a microwave.
This is the powerful effect of shallow soft focus. Marty delivers the line. We get the camera shot from the interior of the microwave. We see something black and lumpy in not in focus. And we see Marty's face. And it's something that I really like about the series, which also kind of resonates with Seven. Seven gets a bad rap because everyone thinks it's so horrible. But in the movie Seven, every time we encounter a victim, it's after the fact. We don't see the victim being killed. We don't see the victim dying in Seven. And the same thing here. When Marty was watching the videotape of whatever was going on that Russ just played for him earlier in this episode, and now our minds are doing the work for us, our imagination. So we get reaction shots of Marty in these two separate instances. With the videotape, we get to see a little bit of the beginning, and then we're just taken away from the TV completely. And here, we use the shallow focus to not reveal everything because our minds can fill in those pieces. And the methods of our own psychology blending with various film technique can provide powerful effects for the filmmaker to extend meaning to us without ever having to really get graphic and show something.
Saw
Pick it back
that,
up.
what he done, I thought. Never again.
Ugh, and that splash on the inside of the microwave
I
door.
never want to look at anything like that anymore.
I guess he didn't kill the tweaker like he did Ledoux.
Your turn. Why'd you come back?
This. Something I had to see to. Before getting on with something else.
I like that answer. You have to take care of some unfinished business before you started some new unfinished business.
My life's been a circle of violence and degradation. As long as I can remember. I'm ready to tie it off. See you on the boat.
No expansion. We know he's a man of words, but no expansion on that. A circle of violence and degradation.
After the other day, I was thinking,
Well,
why don't I see
well
Steve
Marty's
on
hanging
board?
around a lot with Steve Tracy.
Ain't been out to my camp in a while.
You know, I don't get out here
Slow push.
3-4 times a year. I'm a basket case.
I hear you. I do love a reason to drink beer first thing in the morning.
Oh. And say, Steve, I was wanting to ask, you know that Fontenot girl, remember going off with her daddy? I just wasn't clear. Was it you knew for a fact she went with her daddy, or somebody told you that that's what happened?
The family talked to Sheriff Childress. The girl's aunt and uncle, he knew them.
Who were they?
Starting to think this wasn't just a friendly invitation from an old pal.
It's definitely that.
Well, then try this then. I said all I remember about the girl. Let's just have a good time and don't ask again.
I'm with you 150% on that.
All right.
Thing is, Steve, I ain't gonna ask you. He is. No, I wouldn't oppose you, Steve.
You're out of your jurisdiction, Sheriff.
You realize who I am now, you assholes?
Yeah, I wouldn't be if I didn't.
Money. Don't look at me. I ain't never been able to control him.
Come on.
But you're done after this. I'll have Boss Cracker splitting your ass in Angola.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. And some other things. Come on.
Another one of our great big wide shots. Settling down into a crane shot down into
That church Cole talked about supposed to be right here.
the wide outdoors,
We're not lost.
but at a local level.
We going in the right direction. We heading south.
Gilboa and Papanoff. Haven't seen them for a little bit.
No, we're not looking for the 49. We're looking for the church.
I know we're looking for the church. We ain't got no church. Ain't seen nothing that even resemble no church.
All right, well,
even nobody out here to
just
even
let me
ask
know
where
when you
anything
see
is.
something. Let me know when you see something.
There ain't nothing to see.
All those white things you see are graves. Lots of Louisiana, particularly coastal Louisiana, is under sea level. So they've learned through trial and error that they need to bury their dead above ground, which is why you see some really killer cemeteries in New Orleans, because they're all sizes, shapes, mausoleums, crypts, things from hundreds of years ago. I was able to go there right before Katrina hit and tour one of the more popular or well-known cemeteries called St. Louis Cemetery Number 1. But that's what all that white is, all graves. This is a cemetery of some nature out in the middle of nowhere. Pick it back up again.
Hey! Hey!
Yes, sir?
You know there's a little church around here, pretty old, black minister.
You must mean Son of Life, sir. That place
You've
shut
seen
down.
this dude before.
'05, I think, just after all them hurricanes.
You live around here?
No, sir. I live in St. Martin. Got a parish contract. Take care of some cemeteries, public schools.
All right, thanks. Hey, you know how to get to 49 from here?
Sure. About a half mile, you'll see a left. PR 1435, take that. About 7 miles of fields, you'll hit 49 before Crowley.
Know your way around, huh?
Oh, yeah, boss. I know the whole coast. My family.
Thanks.
Shows their weakness as detectives. Pan. Close in. A little bit of a music box vibe there.
My family's been here a long, long time.
I do believe that man had some scars on his face. And I do believe if we look at this pattern that he is mowing, it's very much like a spiral. Maybe like a Carcosa spiral. Oh, Jesus. We had this guy back in episode 3. Rust was talking to him in episode 3. This is the scarred giant. This is the green-eared spaghetti monster. And he says his family has been here a long time. So now this makes 2 sets of detectives that we know of at least that have just gone right past this dude. Let's pick up the little teeny bit that remains. Craning up. And this is a shot I don't get. Sometimes there's just certain shots, certain things you see that you just don't get in a film or what have you. It's really a nice shot though. Come over to the water and into the picture. Inexplicably for me, is that tugboat. And we sit on that opening. I mean, it was cued to come at that point. Red and white striped. I mean, I don't know why that is. Music, which I don't know if you guys will get to hear. And a rare fade to black. You'll usually get a fade to black in this show. Or in one of these episodes. So there you have it. Our killer, missed by 2 sets of cops. Going into our last episode. No one is anywhere close to catching him. How's it all going to wrap up? I guess is the question, right? I am going to now drop in here before episode 8 some really interesting stuff. Some of my original interpretation and an essay I found online that does some really cool things. So we'll be doing a close read on the Yellow King, as well as some art that we see within the episodes. Audrey's art, as a matter of fact. Throw some tidbits out there, get you thinking. All right, it's been a long journey. We got about 5 or 6 parts left. I will see you with episode 8. Well, I'll see you with the close reads, and then I'll see you with episode 8. Take care, everybody.